Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Welcome back to another FGL / Outlaw Troopers Beginner Guide, where we're going to talk about a heavily requested area, the planets. Both if you do not own a planet, basically what can you do with the planets in order to really progress through the game. And then if you go ahead and grab one of the deeds, what can you do with the planet itself and what are the benefits? So we're actually going to talk about both sides of the planets here in this video. I will have a link in the description down below to both the Outlaw Trooper game and also the FGL Discord, so I encourage you to go ahead and check those out if you haven't already. Let's go ahead and jump into the game. When you jump into the game, there's a section you're going to see up here as far as it's obviously called planets. You do have to get to a certain point in the game with the companions in order to unlock. Sparky is where you can go ahead and unlock the planets to get access to the planets. And then when you go ahead and click on planets, you're going to have, let's go ahead and step back. You're going to have a couple options here. You're going to have mine for Lifeforce, and that's if you have Mecha World mechas or the virtual ones, but you don't own one of the deeds. This is the area that you're going to want to focus on. But if you have a deed, which is a deed to the planet, and there's only 10 of them given out a season, and I say given out a season, they're crafted every single season. And before we jump into that, they are crafted by using Lifeforce. So what you're going to go ahead and do is go into your inventory. If you have enough, you're going to see Mint Planet here. And again, this is the Lifeforce. If you go ahead and click on Mint Planet, it is going to cost you 100,000 Lifeforce. So you're going to have to mine a lot of Lifeforce. That's why they're only really giving or minting 10 or allowing 10 of these to be minted every season. So it's going to go ahead and cost you 100,000 of the Lifeforce, 18,000 FGL, and then 36 billion of the in-game tokens. So it is expensive, but there's a lot of rewards that we'll go ahead and talk through. Let's jump back to the planet itself. Again, we're going to go ahead and focus on if you do not have a planet yet, and then we'll go ahead and do some details around the planet. So if you go ahead and click on mine, and this is where you're going to go ahead and mine. Lifeforce is used in a lot of different ways throughout the game. If you've played the game at all, you understand you always want Lifeforce. How do you get it? This is how you get it. So when you go ahead and click on mine, you're going to have your choice of any of the different planets that are available. Obviously, I highly recommend the best planet in the world is the Warrior Lion planet. Pick what's best for you. I'm just joking. But what you're going to go ahead and do is you see all these statistics on all of them. You have the option to go ahead and rank them by mining bonus, which we are now, or mining capacity. So you're going to see all the different owners, and you're going to see, scrolling down here, we have it in order of mining bonus. That means the mining rate, which means the higher mining rate, the more you're going to be able to mine in a shorter amount of time. Then you have the capacity. That's how many mechas that they can go ahead and mine at the same time. So if you have 10 mechas and you go to this one right here, you can go ahead and 7 of them will mine at the same time, which potentially could be a better production for you because there's only a few of the enemy ships that are flying around there. You have pollution, higher pollution, the more drain or the more damage your mechas are going to take just from the environment around. Q is how many extra that are in the queue. There are 16, so someone had, or multiple people had 23 mechas that they put in here. 7 are actually running right now. 16 are in the queue. The turrets, these are defense items. So when you're in here, there are actually enemies that are trying to destroy you, plus the environment, the pollution is trying to destroy you. The more turrets, the better defense stats and defender count. The better defense you're going to have. For example, let's go ahead and show here. You can see that you have one defender, you have one turret, and you have a number of miners flying around here. Eventually, we're going to go ahead and see some enemies jump in here. They are taking hits right now from the environment, and that's the pollution that we talked about. So they take 2 every second damage, but they're going ahead and mining. Let's go ahead and jump back just because I want to, again, shameless self-promotion, focus on my world right here. So we go ahead and click on it. I have a number of mechas. You also earn virtual mechas, and once you unlock that companion and you go ahead and use that, you can see I have 3 turrets. This is my first time owning a planet. This is the first season. So I don't necessarily recommend the approach that I took, but it is what it is. We have 3 turrets in here, and we have 2 defenders that are available to go ahead and defend. You have the ability to go ahead and click on them individually, or you can go ahead and select on all mechas. That'll just select everything that's available. You'll see that the different mechas, depending on the mecha itself, is the cost. You can see this one is 10 million token to go ahead and run. The virtual ones are 5 million. And then if you have a total up here, you can see 80 million. I can go ahead and run them all, or at least put them all into queue at the same time, which I'm going to do that to show you. Up here on the top right, you're going to see the tax rate, basically the mining income for that different planet, all the details about the planet that you saw on the initial page, and then you see your current balance, and then what it's going to cost to go ahead and run. You have the choice of either going ahead and leaving the planet and not running anything, or you can deploy the mechas, and you can see they're going to start popping up here. I only have a queue of 4, so you see 4 pop up in there. We have no enemies right now, but once one pops in, I have at least 3 turrets and 2 defenders. Again, this is my first time running a planet. I would do it differently next time, or I will do it differently next season. But there you go. You just let them run. What they're going to do is you see that they're 4 deployed. These guys are queued up. And then once they're all done, you're going to go ahead and actually, as they're going through the process, you'll see your life force on the bottom middle here going ahead and going up. And it does it all in almost real time. So if you needed one more to go ahead and move on, you don't have to wait till all of them are done. But that's how you go ahead and you mine Lifeforce. You go to different planets, choose one's best for you, and then go that direction. Now let's go ahead and take a step in the other side. If you own a deed, you can still go through the process of mining a planet, which you just saw me do. But you get some extra bonuses. If I go over here and I go manage my planet, but before you can manage your planet, you have to go ahead and rent a planet, which you have the deed, you use it to rent at the beginning of every season. So you go ahead and put that out there. Mine's already rented because we're a little bit into the season. So what you're going to do then is you're going to go ahead and manage. When you go to the manage, you're going to see a nice little dashboard. And once you jump in here, on the top, it shows you your planet name, the pollution level, and the research points. The research points is very important. There are different types of planets that you can go ahead and rent. All show different benefits. Again, I selected this for my first season because everybody else selects this one. It has the highest mining rate out of all the different types of planets, but it has a lower research points that you accumulate. But the research points are important when you get down here, which I'll get to in a second. But the benefit from having each of these planets is you get 4 different types of passive income from the token perspective. And if you're not aware, tokens can be then turned into the exchange, and every single day they will be exchanged for FGL. So it's another way of earning FGL tokens. You can either spend it in game, or you can convert it to FGL and do what you please with the FGL. So that's one of the main benefits of having your own planet. So you're going to see you can get income from mining. Mine is lower just because I didn't focus on the mining rate. That's the mistake that I made. If I'd have a higher mining rate, this would be much higher. The market income, you get extra income from the market itself. So when people use the market, you get a small portion of that. Purification, that goes along with the corruption. And the higher level you are, the more that you're going to get from that. That's where I get most of my income from, 4.45 billion. And then the minting income, which will become more important later in the season as more people are able to mint different things. So let's scroll down here as far as all the characteristics that you can adjust within the planet. So what they cost is the research points that you have up here and the ore. So you need to have a certain amount of ore. You can see they match up. For example, if I want to go up to level 10 of the mining rate, it's going to cost me 62 billion, almost 63 billion of the research points, which I don't have yet. And then it's going to cost me the same amount of the ore. So you have to balance it. It's a resourcing balancing type of exercise. And you don't get a ton of these. You get basically like 609 research points every, second or a couple seconds. I'm not sure the exact amount. So it does take a while to accumulate. That's why you saw like Lammy, the first planet that I showed you, he focused all of his attention on the mining rate. He didn't put any attention on anything else. Just let it accumulate and then upgrade the mining. Let it accumulate, upgrade the mining, and so forth. And that's why he's got the highest mining rates. What I did, again, newbie mistakes, I was doing turrets and I was doing some other things. Pollution's also another one that's up there, but I was doing a number of other things that I focused on and didn't really focus on the mining rate as much as I should have early in the game. So let's go through the different categories that we have here. We have the Lifeforce mining, which I just showed you with the mechas. You can go ahead and increase the miner capacity. That means the number of miners that are available, the mining rate, which we talked about, and then the tax rate. If you want to go ahead and do a higher tax, someone goes on there and they go ahead and mine, you can take a higher percentage if you go ahead and increase the tax rate, which will also increase your mining income. You also have planet defenses. These are the guys that were going ahead and fighting those enemies, the turrets. I have 3 turrets on there. I have 2 defenders. And then I also have the defender levels a little higher. That's actually what I used first because it was the cheapest. And I just wanted some instant gratification, which again, mistake. Should have focused on that because, like I said, a lot of the top planets have put nothing into this category right here. So just be aware of that. Then you have the factories. This is going to go ahead and give you rewards from people minting different things within the game, and also mission rewards. It's going to basically just give you higher rewards as you're going through the passive side. Purification, that is important as far as the purified level on the planets. The higher the corruption, the more issues you're going to have, and then the tax rate that you get from that. And then last but not least, these are the market taxes that you get from people actually using the market and actually being able to get a small portion of that. So there are a number of different benefits, all giving you tokens, all that you can either use in-game for different things, or you can exchange them for FGL. You can really customize it any way you want. Use a strategy that works best for you. Next season, I'm going to go ahead and use the other strategy where I focus on mining rate. We'll see how that works out. But this is planets. It's a couple different sides to it. They're very important, very useful as you're going through, not just from the owner's perspective, but also from the mining perspective. That is incredibly important, mining those Lifeforce. So you should be aware of that and should try and get those as quickly as possible once you're in the game. I hope this was helpful. Go ahead in the comments down below. Let me know if you had any questions around the planets. I'd be happy to go ahead and do additional videos if we have enough questions on a certain topic. But I hope you all have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.